All right, Buckeye Skips day 3, final day. So glad it's final day. Actually, I'm having fun still, and I don't want it to end, but I'm a little bit exhausted. So doing this video stuff is serious. I was up till 4 a.m. processing this last video, so I hope you enjoy it. So it definitely takes some work. I was up a lot later because we didn't get in the hotel till after 11 last night, and then I had some new equipment to get going. I had to transfer some files because my computer's getting bogged down because these video files are pretty large. So I had to spend time transferring the files, and then ended up getting a 360 camera. I never used one of those before. Started getting into that and playing around, and then that's a whole rabbit hole in of itself. And so I finally had to just get a couple clips off of that to use in the video, and then I had to get into actually processing the thing. So yep, 4 a.m. woke up at 7:30, so I got 3.5 hours sleep, so that should be more than enough for today. So the hotel here, it's pretty decent. I'm gonna show you right here why this thing's getting downgraded. Look at that, no nightlight in the bathroom. This is definitely a 6.5 on this one, but it kept us cool last night. I can't believe those people tent camping. This is blistering weather. I need to get out of that heat and then get a cold shower, or cool shower, and then get all freshened up. So we got a little bit of sleep. We got cooled down with some air conditioning. We got cleaned up, got showers, and so we're ready to hit the road. So today is a one-stop day, and it's the shortest drive mall. I think it's just over 100 miles, in between 100 110 miles on the main route, I think, looking at Packet. And then, you know, we may find some other detours around if we don't want to get up on interstate or whatever. So we'll look at what the map says, but we're just got to run over to Summit Motorsports building there where they do distribution and sales, and check out that facility. And then after that, we're heading straight over to Thompson, to the first track where we started. So we're gonna pack up, get the Nova fired up, start heading out. All right, looks like the Nova had a morning pee.
Oh yeah, how that
It
yeah. Oh, you
decided it was too much fuel. It kicked out a puddle underneath there. Probably waited till it warmed up this morning.
Yeah.
And then it puddled up.
Yep.
So yeah, we got to try and fix that vent at some point, but that point ain't right now. We got to get on the road. We're out here playing with the new 360 cam. We're doing a quick update on this thing. And then we got a mount that I've been wanting to play with on the back window. So we're gonna try and mount this camera up, drive down the road and see how she does. Hopefully she's still there when we get to our stop. We'll find out. One of the crazy things we found this week is on the way here, we thought it was going to be a lot of hurry up and wait. So we brought a couple lawn chairs to pop out in, and we figured we'd be sitting waiting around and then get called the lanes, go run a pass, come back, wait around, socialize, and ride our scooters and have a lot of downtime, and then drive to a checkpoint and hang out for a while and have some downtime. But really, I mean, we're kind of slower moving. We're not out the door right away. But man, it's been busy every day. We never popped out a chair yet. We don't sit down except in the car when we're cruising, which is plenty. But we haven't popped up the chairs yet. Once we get to the track, we're pretty busy. We've been wanting to make a few adjustments on the car, and we're like, okay, we'll make those adjustments when we get to the track. We got that exhaust clamp that's hanging down that hits the trailer, and so we want to get that moved to the side so it's hanging straight down, and the threads are long, and that's what's hitting. So if we rotate to the side, it'll clear and go up on the trailer. We just gotta get under there when it's cool and loosen it up and spin it and tighten it back up. But yeah, we feel like we haven't even had time to do that. Same thing with this gas issue on the back on the vent. I got some of that tubing on day one when we stopped at Mongoose, went to the parts store next door, and just haven't had a chance to crawl under there and put it on. I don't think it's going to be hard to do. It's just feels like once we hit the track, we're busy from start to finish. So we'll see if we can get that stuff done today, but neither of those things are too critical. Until we get a load on the trailer, then we'll want to turn that. All right, here's our contraption. We got this thing suction cup to the back window. Supposedly it's supposed to hold, and there's our camera up top. So we're gonna go drive down the road, go down the road a little ways. If we hear it fall off, we'll stop and pick it up and put the carnage in a trash bag. If it works, then we'll pull over and shut it down and check out what kind of footage we can get from it. Summit. We ended up doing a lot of highway driving. We didn't intend to, but we got on the interstate. There goes that other Black Nova. Pretty big facility. Dan found some parking spot over there in the shade. He's seen them trees. These older guys know you gotta find that shade. I'm dumb, I park right in the middle of the asphalt. We got the clearance section over here. This might get dangerous. This place is nuts. I've been in the Jegs, I forget, 11th Street store, and I was impressed in there. This is just huge in here. There's stuff everywhere.
Where they're at, he just sent a text, said, remember, you have an empty trailer, truck when you get back, you can load up right now.
Oh yeah.
It is.
Oh, he's got it on already. Cool. I think he said that. All right, so here's what this canister looks like. There's the fuel tank. The bottom of it, it's kind of hard to see. There's a strap. There's a strap. There's about in the middle. And there's this canister. There's one end with a vent so the exhaust doesn't get sucked into the canister. And then this line would then come around. That line right there, it's leaking right now, would plug right onto this barb, and then you just clamp that down, and then it should stop this fuel from leaking. And this is basically a carbon filter like what was originally on the factory on the front. All right, that was a good stop. I got in there and started telling the guy at the sales desk, Aaron, who helped me out, he's real friendly. My problem I was having with my fuel, and he said he was having a similar problem with his vehicle, so he kind of was familiar. He showed me what he was looking at for his solution, and he said basically we've eliminated the factory original evap canister on it, and so that vent was originally designed to go through an evap canister. So Tanks makes an aftermarket evap canister basically that you can remote mount toward the back. They used to be way up in the front fender, and so he said just put that aftermarket evap tank on there and you should be good to go. So we picked that up and we mocked it up back here, and I think it is going to do the trick. Hopefully we'll only know once we get it on there and run it a little bit, fill the fuel tank up and have it out, get it hot, drive it on hot days, see if it purges itself or not. So we're gonna get on the road and head over to the track. Dan picked up his mirror too for his Corvette. What is that, the mirror like this one?
Yeah, mounts on the dash.
Oh, dash mounted, okay. Rear view mirror. So he got him a goodie too while we were there. I wanted to go kind of look at the merchandise, like focused on the main parts we actually need. So it's time to get out of there. We want to get on the road. All right, we just got back from the last portion of the day 3 drive. So we've got the drive portion complete now. Now we just got to break the beams to finish the event. So we're feeling pretty good about things. So we got the hood off the car. We're gonna let it cool off. We just got it all emptied. We were able to just throw everything in the van so it's not piled out here on the trailer, since we got the van here, and we're not driving the Nova on the road again. After tonight, we're gonna load it up on the trailer and tie it down, and then we'll be in the van. So it's kind of nice to know we're not, somebody on the app said, I'm done with this yard sailing deal, I need a trailer. And that is what feels like a yard sale. Set it up, do it for a day, and then tear it down, and set it up again, tear it down. So that was pretty funny.
Not 100% what happened to the Magnum left-hand side, but I'm getting some information from the guys on the starting line that the whole front end was off of that car yesterday at the gas station down the street from 42.
We did it. We successfully finished Buckeye Skips 2026. We got here, finished the drive, and then we made our final pass. So we got one pass, we got one good ticket to turn in, and so it definitely didn't run as fast as yesterday, but we're gonna still try and get up there again, lean on a little bit, try and get a little more out of it, and get a little bit better time. I don't think we're really in competition. Sounds like some of these folks in Dial Your Own is running pretty tight, but it's hot out here. It's definitely hotter now when we ran the car than when we ran last night and probably the night before. And I were just looking at the car and realized, I said, oh dang, look at down here at the passenger side quarter panel, and this thing's all busted out. And if you open and shut the door, this whole thing just flexes in and out. So that whole quarter panel is basically ripping apart right off of the car. That's what happens when we put a lot of horsepower to a unibody. We'll tear that thing right in half. All right, we just ran a second run. We were trying to push it up closer to 15 flat, and we blew past that by a mile. So ended up running my best pass though, so that's kind of fun. I ended up doing a 14.93, and it's still like that 95 mile an hour. So we were still hanging right there, 95 mile an hour, but ET picked up by a bunch. I wasn't really focused on the reaction time on that one. What I went up there focus on was making sure I didn't have a stumble coming off the line, because that's what happened the first time, is it kind of stumbled. And so I was trying to hold the RPM right and try and get a good launch. And then with all that and being focused on trying to run the number, I ended up forgetting to turn my camera on inside, so I didn't get good footage inside, but that's okay. It pretty much looks like the other runs. So I'm gonna run up here, turn this ticket in, and then we're gonna call this an event.
Take long. I'll just
Final ticket, 15-12. So it's a big gap, so we're way out of it.
Yeah.
I thought 00 to 04 was too big of a gap. This is definitely way. Yeah, it's funny how you're racing, but we need to turn in the slower time ticket. You're not allowed to go too fast from the first day.
Hi, how are you doing? Doing excellent. Awesome, good. Dial Your Own. Dial Your Own. Any chance I can get it? Yeah, right ahead. Grab two. And your name? Adam. Adam. All right. You got a picture of Summit?
Yeah, there's us standing in front of it, and there's the car.
Nice. Nice, okay. Okay, 292.
Yep.
Are you staying?
Awesome. Yep.
Good, good. Thank you.
Go figure. Mark's Magnum's broke again. This thing spent more time up in the air than it did going down the track. No, they got, they're just changing the bolts out on the starter from yesterday. They got the actual right bolts now. And so I guess it's kind of binding up a little bit with those other bolts. So they're just gonna clean it up so it's ready to go back home and be his daily driver again. How's she looking down here, Bill? There we go. There's that new starter that they waited on yesterday for hours, boiling in the sun. But she's working, she just needs the right bolts. There goes the Magnum.
Yep.
They're done, they're checked out.
T-shirt up there. I guess an event shirt.
Okay.
And then they're going to the motel.
Yeah, there's still smoke from yesterday. I don't blame them. They said that's insane that they sat out in the sun for 8 hours straight with no real cover, waiting on that starter to get there. It's crazy. So I feel bad for them guys. So they got in. Yeah, I'm glad they came out today, because I didn't know if they'd come out after being smoked from yesterday, but he made 2 passes. They stayed out here the whole day. So they just aren't up for the after event.
Yeah.
Racing just officially closed out. The event is done. They got 15 more minutes. The last pair just went down the track. You got 15 minutes for everybody to get their last time tickets in. They're going to do their calculations, and then awards will start after that. Finally sitting down for the first time for the whole 3-day event.
Yeah.
Every other day it seemed like we had something to do or somewhere to be or go ride on scooters, but finally got a moment to sit down and just relax. The event's over and they're tallying the scores up there and waiting to see all the ceremony, and then it sounds like they've got some food they're gonna feed us, and they got some beer up there, and yeah, they're gonna have a little party.
Got Adam unloosening his muffler clamp because their threads are hanging down, and when we try to load on the trailer, it scrapes the trailer. We're going to move the threads to the side or up so they're not hanging down.
We'll give you that. You guys, there you go, bud. You heard me? Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, we're loaded up. We got the Nova back on the trailer. We got everything loaded in the van. We had to throw the scooters back inside the Nova because there wasn't a real good spot to put them in the van. I mean, they would fit, but you gotta wrestle them onto a seat or something. So I think they'll ride better back there. That's how they came. So we're gonna jump in this thing and hit the road, start heading to our hotel, maybe find a place to stop and grab some dinner.